Sorry, hold on. Ah! Hey, how's the audio, by the way? Fine. Come on. Get up. Come on. Dougie boy. It's a bit quiet. Interesting. Maybe is it your volume or is it mine? Because I'm pretty sure I kept this volume at the same. But if not, I'll just put it up a bit. Yeah, it's probably you. But, you know, I'll put it up a bit just in case. Hold on. Actually about to play Katawa Shoujo. It's free real estate. Definitely. Yeah, so I made some little bit of like I connected with a podcast who usually all memes are old. It's not that old of a meme. Could have been older. Could have been Oh my god, Burks. You don't remember that. You probably weren't even a twinkle in your father's balls by that time, Brady. Probably not. Oh god. Dog breath. Not that great. You don't remember that. Yeah, okay. It puts us on Twitter. Happy Alien Day, by the way. Apparently, this was like the day that Alien came out. Let me see. Yeah, it's Alien Day. So happy Alien Day. I have yet to see that movie. I will, eventually. Sorry, just trying to look around. Okay. So, yeah, I've been talking with a podcast known as the Kiniku Podcast. And recently, very recently actually, which is very convenient, they started talking about Katawa Shoujo. You want to play through the end? Maybe some other time. Maybe at the very end, just so I can have that one be the last one again. But yeah, so I'll be joining the Kiniku Podcast. They're a very small channel, but they've already talked about Emi and Shizune and Lily. They have yet to talk about Rin, and they're saving Hanako for last. So I'm going to be joining them for the Hanako podcast, and probably a few others afterwards, because they might be doing Steins Gate, and I'm going to be playing Steins Gate pretty soon once I get from my birthday. Yeah. Anyway, let's see, I think it's £1 sterling. So how's everyone doing, by the way? Let's see. Saturday, my second most favorite day of the week. This is almost entirely due to the fact that it is the day with the second least amount of school, with class ending at the beginning of lunch. I open my door confidently, myself being more than confident of being able to get enjoyment out of the fine weather and shorter class length. I confidently stride down the hallway and down the stairs to the lobby of the male dorms. I confidently look behind me to see whose footsteps are approaching. I lose my confidence. I lose my confidence in this day being enjoyable. Hey man, sup? Not much, I guess. Just looking forward to the afternoon, you? He gets an arm around my slumped shoulders far too comfortably. Something's up. Let's step outside, shall we? I was just about to before you stopped me. He doesn't take my reaction to his theatrics well. Ignoring him, I walk outside and start down the steps. It doesn't take long for him to catch up with me again. I wonder if he wants money or to rant about another conspiracy. Maybe both. Got a bone to pick with you. It's about that blonde. You know who I'm talking about. Conspiracy it is. For a moment, I contemplate feigning ignorance, but realize this will go quicker if I just let him get it all out. Lily? The one from your class? You're on first name terms with her? He looks positively he's going Super Saiyan! He looks positively shocked at this development. Did you not expect me to be able to answer? He gathers himself and coughs into his fist, dramatically, like everything he does. Well, never mind that. I'm here to warn you. You know, man to man. Warn me about what? Lily? Yeah, you don't know her, man. It's mostly true. I've only known her and Hanukkah for less than 2 weeks, and even then, we've just been exchanging banal chatter about school as we while away lunch. I'm pretty sure you don't either. That's not the point. You're the one spending inordinate amounts of time with her. It distresses me that someone like Kenji, who's probably as far out of the loop as one could possibly get, knows about such trivial fact as who I choose to befriend. Then again, I am a transfer student, and she's not only the representative of their class, but also a tall blonde. Maybe I should appreciate this ranting as a warning that the rumor mill exists in the school, and that I'm firmly within it. It's just lunch, nothing special. Look, man, under the bridge. See this bridge? You're under it. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do to get intel. I just want to make sure you don't end up too far under the bridge. You're losing me, Kenji. That's okay, lots of people get lost. That's why I'm here to help. Just be careful around her, okay? She looks all harmless on the outside, but I've heard shit. Bad shit. You know student council, right? He seems to involuntary shudder as he says the words. Putting him and Shizune together in a room is an amusing mental exercise. I wonder if they've met. Yeah, Shizune and Misha are in my class. I seem to have dodged the draft, though. So is everyone. Good man, good man. Hold on. Yeah. Damn it. Damn it. Hold on, I have to... What if the girl Kenji Day was Lily? I heavily doubt that, Death. I heavily doubt that. But if it turns out to be true, I don't know. I probably won't give you anything. I don't know. I might have a game in my Humble Bundle library that I don't play, so you can probably have that. Or if I have any like repeated games in my Humble Monthly this month, I'll give you that. Fucking. Fucking glasses are the worst. For this. I know, I'm about to rant about glasses again. Because it's Kenji, dude. That's why he's ranting about Lily all of a sudden. He rants about all the girls all of a sudden, except for Hanako. God fucking damn it. Sorry. Just give me a moment. Fuck it. Good enough. But this blonde, she was there. In the student council. Right damn there. Okay. Yeah, I know this. That's why she's a student class. She's a class representative. Also, Lily doesn't seem the type to date yet. Until, obviously, I came into her life. Do you think two blind people have ever dated? Would that suck? I know deaf people encourage people to date other deaf people, which kind of saddens me. Cause, but, you know, I can understand why. For blind people, I mean, that'd be kind of weird. I see. And she's not there now. Seriously, think about it. Something must have gone down. I stopped talking for a moment, giving the idea more thought than I probably should. It would explain that fight the two had, at least in part. Wait, no, not really. Even leaving the student council would need a catalyst. In the end, it doesn't explain much at all, other than the fact that their feud goes back some ways. I guess you have a point. I'm not seeing how that really affects me, though. Okay, now feel this one. Lily's foreign, obviously. Obviously. Now, what nationality is she? I'm about to give the answer, but realize that I have none. In fact, I've given the matter very little thought. Well, I already know, because I played Hanuko's route. She's Scottish. Given that she has no accent and acts perfectly Japanese, I suppose it never really seemed important. Now that he mentions it, though, I'm rather curious. To be honest, I don't know. Maybe English? They like tea. Probably shouldn't resort to stereotypes, but that's the only lead I have. You're not thinking. Luckily, you have me here to think for you. Like you, boy? Gee, thanks. He brushes off the quip effortlessly. Now answer me this. Who has lots of social power? It's filthy stinking rich. You know blondes are all rich, right? I'm not rich. I'm a dirty blonde. I have dirty blonde hair. Very dark blonde. Has a long history of dispute. It has a long history of disputes and used to belong to a much larger organization. The Roman Catholic the Roman Catholic Church? Well, okay, there's that. But there's also the Mafia. Come on, rich, foreign, there's no way she doesn't have connections to them. Doesn't the Japanese have their own Mafia? I have reason to doubt the logic of his deductions, but he shows no sign of stopping. So do you know where I think she's from? Italy? Mainland Italy, small time, dude. She has to be from Sicily. All those mafioso types come from there. Blonde. Do blondes usually come from Sicily? I guess they can. Wait, no, Russia. Damn, this could be bad. The Mafia there is serious business, man. Ex-KGB everywhere, paramilitaries, hardcore smuggling, and... Wait, stop. Just slow down a second. What point are you trying to get at here? You don't know what she'll do, man. I won't get in your way. Agents don't operate like that. But I just want you to be careful. When that time comes, we'll need all the help we can get. I don't want to lose you, comrade. Well, at least he's concerned for me. Kinda. I've guided him as we separate to our respective classes, but I'm not sure that he sees the gesture. Oh yeah, also, I've been reading a fanfiction, one of the most popular fanfictions in Katawa Shoujo, which is one called Sisterhood. It takes place after Hanuko's route. And so far, it's actually pretty good. Piling my books into my bag, I catch a glimpse of the library books I'd borrowed last week. I might as well return them, considering they took all of 2 days to finish. I briefly considered inviting Hanuko along to the library, but she's already gone. It'll probably be better for my studying if I'm alone anyway. With a quick stretch and a wave of a couple who give the same to me, I make my way out of the classroom. As I opened my bag and shoved the books through the return slot in the front counter, I noticed a strange person behind my desk, old and graying. She must be Yuka's replacement when she's working at the cafe. I began to look for a free table, a task made somewhat difficult considering that, despite there not being many students here, they're all sitting at their own tables. Noticing a familiar head of hair, I walked over to one near the Braille section. I wonder who that could be. It makes me think. It's hard to tell whether Lily's concentrating hard or not, her placid expression holding perfectly still as her fingers slide across the dot-filled pages of her book. Hi, mind if I sit here? Oh, no problem at all. She goes off, evidently still focused on her business at hand. Ah, yes, how? She gives a nod of greeting as I sit opposite her at the table, pluck a chemistry textbook out of my bag, and quickly thumb to the chapter we're covering in class. For a while, we sit there and read, each in our own way. Seeing her reminds me of what Kenji said this morning, though. The fact that I've never seen someone read in Braille before makes me keep throwing glances at her. I kind of feel guilty about it, given that she has no way to realize I'm doing so. So I decided to just ask her about it. Her lineage isn't exactly a state secret after all, and there is another thing I've only just noticed from her movements. Hey, Lily, mind if I ask a question? Not at all. Is anything wrong? I was just wondering. You're at least part foreign, right? She had a small giggle before setting down her book. I've always been amused at how squeamish people are about that. Akira's mentioned how much she and I look different from most others before. Details are a bit complicated, but I'm half Japanese, half Scottish. Scottish? That's not exactly my first guess. It takes some effort to not blur it out loud. I try to conjure images of the place in my mind. I think as far as the UK goes, Scotland isn't bad to live in, but I'm not really sure. My first guess of England was surprisingly close, at least geographically. That does leave another question, though. But you have no accent. That's where the details begin. I was born and raised in Japan despite my mother being foreign. Ah, I get it. Hold on, if she moved to the dorm simply due to Akira working longer hours... I heard Scotland's really nice. Except for the police there. I heard they arrest you if you make a joke. So they don't live near the school. She gives a small sigh as if she didn't expect me to go any deeper. Was her previous frankness just a front? Not exactly. It's been a long time since we've actually met. I feel like I'm not getting the whole story, but I don't really want to go to unduly prying into a situation. Her about face shows she feels kind of awkward about it. So, do you speak much English? To be honest, I don't know that much about Scotland, but I at least know that's the main language there. Takes her a moment to collect herself, appreciating the change in topic. That's right. My family mostly used Japanese around the house when I was young. To make sure Akira and I knew our Scottish side just as well. I'm fluent in language, but I'm also studying in school to keep my skills up and to have the qualifications on paper mainly. So you're bilingual. It's pretty impressive. I'm technically bilingual if you want to count ASL. Not... Like, I know how to speak in it. I know how to speak in it better than probably most people can. Speak. I'm taking ASL, actually. I'm taking ASL 2 next year, so hopefully I'll get better at it. I won't go that far. Having parents who can speak this language is a large advantage, and English books in Braille aren't too hard to buy or import, with Yuko's help at least. There's a relatively high demand for local English teachers here anyway, which also helps me give some motivation to learn it well. Demand for English teachers? For a moment, I wonder why she brought this up. You're planning to be an English teacher? She gives an enthusiastic nod. Must be nice, having such a definite future in mind. I never really given much thought to mine, and so I'm kind of envious. What's wrong? It's just... I can see you as a teacher pretty easily. It suits you. For a moment, she's speechless. She lowers her face a little and lets out a nervous giggle, something I've never seen her do before. Lisa is a class representative in her dependable nature. Teaching does seem to be a line of work fitting her personality. Sorry, that's probably a little much. It is true, though. Waving her hand in front of her face dismissively, she quickly recovers. It's not that, it's just... Only one person's ever said that to me before. A short, somewhat awkward silence follows the discussion. Without knowing it, I end up steering into a troublesome topic again. Should try to cheer up a little. It was me who went and got her brooding, after all. Want to go grab lunch at the cafeteria after this? It might perk her up a bit, or at least take her mind off of her apparently complicated family situation. Got my response seems to have the intended effect. I appreciate the thought, but the food there... Quite a quick redirection of the conversation. She does have a point, though. The food there isn't the greatest. Maybe to Shanghai? We could ask Hanko if she wants to come as well. Ah. What is it? Oh, I forgot until you reminded me. Hanako's birthday's coming up soon. I was going to go shopping in the city for a present tomorrow. Oh, so that's still an event in this, huh? If that's an invitation, I'd be happy to accompany you. If I did get more used to the layout of the city, would probably be a good thing. I had barely set foot in there, so I'd be hopelessly lost by myself. She gives a nod, signaling that she happily approves of this plan for Sunday. We eventually get back to our books, though before I begin reading again, I steal one last glance at her. Maybe I've been thinking on my situation too much. After all, everybody here would have their own unique circumstances. A chance to get outside and clear my head would probably do me good. Okay. Bored of standing in place and watching television in a shop window, I pull myself away from the tacky display with a little effort. After living at Yamaku, the city seems like an entirely different world. No running in the halls. Calm and orderly conduct is to be used at all times in the classrooms. Students are to exit rooms after checking both directions for oncomers. Elevators are reserved for movement-impaired students. Single file on stairs. Compared to such strict, almost regimental standards, the city's shopping arcade might as well be a strange country. While the school may have its fair share of hustle and bustle during the festival, the outside world is much different. It's strange. Having lived in a metropolitan city before my accident, why is it so loud? For my accident, this should feel more natural than Yamaku and the shining town ever could. Yet it feels foreign somehow. The elevated walkways and tall buildings, each adorned with billboards taller than any 3 people. Don't do anything to distract me from the passing crowd's reactions. Lily keeps one hand on my shoulder. Shut up, Deathwave. Lily keeps one hand on my shoulder, the other holding her cane, which taps the ground with a metronome-like steadiness. Looking over to her, that neutral smile of hers still holds. Having only seen her in her new school uniform, I'd not have recognized her as she sat on the bench waiting for me to come, if not for her cane propped up against it and her distinctive hair. And her sweet tits! I can't tell whether they're glancing at her due to her height, her foreign looks, her obvious blindness, or all 3. Not that any of those would make the situation any less uncomfortable than it is. Do you have any ideas of where to look first, Hisao? Her soft voice breaks me out of my line of thought. I can't imagine that she's failing to notice the attention she garners. But she seems unfazed by it. I mean, she's blind. She's blind! I get the feeling that she's the type to enjoy walking outside. She might be used to it by now. Not really. This is my first time in the city, so I've got no idea of where to go. I wonder if we're going to go to the same shop. She furrows her brow in thought, planning a route for us to take, and, come to think of it, a way to communicate it. Something I noticed in the time I've been with her is how, when deep in thought, she lacks close to any form of body language to show it. Her expression may change, but not a hint of movement shows. She seems to have little in the way of sweeping physical gestures in general, though, so I've assumed it's part of her reserved nature. Is there a large electronics store near here? This one, he seems dumb. Well, give it some time. Give it some time. This is only the beginning of the route, so let's take a quick look around. Mostly finding clothing stores. After a few seconds, I notice a store with a bright blue sign some distance away that fits her description. Yep, it's just a bit ahead of us. Should we go in that direction? Thankfully, it's just the information she needed. With a nod, we start off and head towards Lily's unknown destination. Landmarks being our guide. Here you go. 1 vanilla, 1 chocolate. Lame! Boring! Where's the cookies and cream? Where's the rainbow sherbet? Where's the pistachio? I hand the money over the counter and take the cones to the railing that Lily's sitting on. She's sitting on a railing? Can't believe I let her trick me like this. She not only led me to an ice cream stall, but also got me to buy her some. At least she gave me the money for hers. Where's the chip mint? Why the vanilla and the chocolate? You boring pieces of shit. I'm going back to Hanako. Fuck this. Sure enough, she's patiently waiting where I'd left her. I guess she was planning on making the day an event, rather than a simple shopping trip. Ah! Caught her and slowly placed the vanilla cone in her outstretched hands, being careful to make sure she has a good hold of it before letting go. I like her smile. Her smile's like really cute. At least her tastes are fairly normal. I was worried she'd ask for some weird favor when she first asked. What the fuck do you mean? Here's the change. It's okay, keep it. Free money! I went to protest, but realized the futility of doing so over such a small amount. Yeah, she's fucking rich, dude. I slipped the coin into my pocket, supplementing my meager allowance ever so slightly. Lily shows no sign of wanting to get up, so I take a seat beside her and start eating my own ice cream. The summer's white and nice. Hopefully you'll hold out for a while. This is my eating voice. You too? I'm beginning to think that I'm the only person who prefers winter. Oh, I love winter. I contemplated your statement for a long moment. Yeah, I think you might be. Scottish people can be pretty weird, dude. American people can... Everyone can be pretty weird. It draws the intended reaction. She's cute when she's pouting. Still, I can't really imagine what's so good about winter. You can't go out without bundling up, and you still freeze anyway. Oh, he's not that much of a... He's not being a douchebag. He's just being fucking tease. Yeah, I love winter. Winter's especially good for, like, romantic kind of situations, because you cuddle. Cuddling's great. I just live further north where there'd be plenty of snow to play in, so it's a little nostalgic. I don't like the heat very much either. At least you can wear a skirt, so don't complain about that. She gives an amusement giggle as we both get back to fishing off our already melting cones. Was that a kilt? Was that a kilt reference? Or is that just because she can wear a skirt because it's too hot? And he has to wear pants. Sweet pants. I at least sit and watch the crowds going by as we eat, catching bits and pieces of conversation. Well, I like winter because first of all, because in California it just rains when it's winter. So, that's what makes me, I love the rain. Also, it makes being inside that much more enjoyable. Especially when it comes to, like, getting from, like, freezing cold to warm. That's a good feeling. I at least sit and watch the crowds going by as we eat, catching bits and pieces of conversation. Yeah, well, not everyone can snow Death Wave! Looking to Lily, I can see her dutifully licking her ice cream from the top downwards, blissfully unaware of the fact that it's beginning to melt. It's melting. Where? Down a bit? She shows her mouth in the duck cone, but has no idea of exactly where the ice cream is dripping. Wouldn't she feel that? What follows is a game of guiding her left and right until she finally finds it. To an onlooker, it must seem absolutely bizarre. A girl with her eyes closed, turning her cone over and over as the guy next to her gives instructions. A strange variant of childhood blindfold games, maybe. In good time, we finally finish the treats and while away the time conversing casually. Caught mid-sentence, a lady perks her head in a trademark manner. It's an unmistakable sign that something's caught her attention. What is it? I hear trouble. She rips her clothing and she's like in a daredevil outfit and she just runs off. Is Akira somewhere over there? I think I heard her. I raise an eyebrow as I look in the direction she's facing, somewhat doubtful of her ability to pick out Akira's lone voice in the din. She's there! Woo! Sure enough, a blonde girl in a suit can be seen through the tiny gaps between people walking every which way. I raise a hand and wave, trying to catch her attention. Sato! Hey, Sato! She stops in her tracks and... stops her tracks and looks towards me, and noticing my calls. As she does, I know someone walking beside her. Can't you look where it is, before the two begin walking towards where we are. As they reach us, Lily and I stand and dust ourselves off. Why are you always... There's not that much dust on you guys! It's not like dust builds that quickly. Kira? Hey, you two! She's there between the 2 frames of people. No, it's 3 frames. It's 3 frames of people. Yeah, it's 3 frames. She nods toward me, a gesture which I quickly return. My gaze shifts towards the young girl next. That's great. Next to her and her eyes meet. As they do, Akira plops a hand over onto her head, a move which doesn't seem to faze her. I don't believe we've met. I'm Hideaki. Pleased to meet you, Sao. A guy's name, huh? Guess I just dodged a bullet there. He bows, somewhat restrained by Akira's hand being on his head. Oh, Hideaki's here too? Are you well? Akira's been taking very good care of me, thank you. Akira... I love the Sato smiles. They're just all so happy. Akira's up to affirm the point and reps his head hard, dragging it around in a circular motion. His straight face during this is somewhat amusing. Uncle's out on business again, so I'm just taking him around town for today. I prefer to be spending the day on a date with my boyfriend, but... Hideaki gives a cough and tries to redirect Akira's thoughts. I wonder what Akira would wear outside of, like, her business attire. Like, what she would wear on a date. Would she still wear this? Probably not. As he does so, though, I find my mind wondering. They're related? And further, as first cousins? I suppose that explains why she's taking care of him in any case. Come to think of it, Hideaki, how'd you know my name? Akira told me. Being Yamakusu, I suppose you're disabled in some way? Not everyone in Yamaku is disabled. Which I only learned a handful of days ago. Would you call being burned a disability? I'd call it more of just like a... I don't want to be mean, because yeah, it's... I guess it could be a disability because you are more prone to disease. But considering that her scars don't look thick, like as in like kind of leathery, she probably doesn't get disease all that quickly. As someone who would like have freshly new burns, because that's why cauterization is really not good. First of all, it's just like it's just not good, guys. Second of all, very easily prone to disease. Which I only learned a handful of days ago. I give silent thanks to Shizune and Misha for their stream of information about how the school works. Because of them, I found out that since the school accepts practically anybody suffering from non-mental disabilities, it doesn't discriminate against healthy people either. It seems unlikely that many in good health would enroll there, though. While the standard of education is pretty high, it's extremely isolated and very much focused on helping disabled students. You're dodging the question. Damn, he's sharp. Before I could say another word, though, he decides to take a stab at it himself. If I were to call it myself... Your heart? Kira looks mildly curious. Looks mildly curiously. No! Mildly curious at me. Her interest peaked as well. That sure was a lucky guess. How did you... You show no missing limbs or deformities, so external disabilities are out. Well, I mean, Rin thought the same thing, and then she immediately guessed, oh, it's your dick. Right? Considering the lack of strange manners and shenanigans, it's also unlikely that you have any mental disability. Yamaku doesn't take mentally disabled students. They don't? I guess when they did. I know. Leaving that aside, the only possibility left is that of internal disabilities. I don't know which one I bear, so I guessed correctly, as it turns out, and your action confirmed my guess. He's good. He's really good. More than a little bemused, I look to Akira. She grins and shrugs, obviously taking some enjoyment out of her partner's deductions. He's sharp, yes, but more than a little unsympathetic. Logical, but lacking in tact. His attitude reminds me of Shizune, in a way, as do his looks. May I ask why you're staring at me? Surely I'm not that unusual a specimen. Does he not know how unusual he looks? I could overlook the spats and clothing as just being congenital, but the ribbon in his hair really is just too much. This is entirely besides the point, though. Sorry, you just remind me of someone. Akira gives him a sharp jab in her elbow. Told you you're not that much different from her. He cups into his hand to try and maintain an upright and serious demeanor. I see you met my sister then. Perhaps my full name might help you out. I'm Hideaki Hakamichi. You're probably thinking of my sister, Shizune Hakamichi. The cutie, yeah, I love her. Hate her out, but I love her. I wish there was like some sort of like mod out there that made the Shizune route 10 times better. I could probably, if I knew how to work with mods, I could probably do it fairly well. I could do the writing portion of it. Oh, so he's Shizune's brother. Wait a minute. If Hideaki's the son of Akira's uncle and Shizune is the sister, that means literally Shizune's fathers are brother-in-laws. Therefore, Lily and Shizune are first cousins? Lily grunts in an uncharacteristically unrestrained manner. The reaction earns an amusement from her sister. The enmity between the two just took on another meaning. I thought it simply a matter of difficulty communication between the two, but a family feud makes things much more complicated. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. I love Akira. Akira's great. She gives a half-hearted shrug. She mustn't give as much weight to the two's conflict as I do. Shizune's trapped, bro. Yeah, indeed. Well, that's how it is. Where are you two up to anyway on this fine day? We're shopping for Hanukkah's birthday present. The day will be coming up soon, so this is the last chance we'll have before school starts again for the week. Akira makes a strange face, as if Lily had just said that the sky wasn't blue and this cloud's not white. Clouds are a bit of gray. Isn't her birthday on the 10th next month? Yes? Why? Something wrong? Akira's face seems to collapse. It's another unbefitting expression for someone so rowdy and headstrong. The folks didn't call you yet? As Lily shakes her head cluelessly, I look at Hideaki to see if he knows anything about this. A simple shrug is his only answer. For a moment, Akira ponders what to do before smiling once again. The fact that she can hide her emotions so quickly and effectively is unsettling. Hey, Shorty! Sorry, but could you hang with the South for a while? He nods and waves her off. Akira placing an arm on his shoulder and she guides her away and out of earshot. And so, I'm alone with Shouty! So, nice weather, that's weather, isn't it? It seems so. I guess I dumped us. Indeed. What a farcical attempt at small talk. I've got no idea of how to talk to this guy, and his robotic responses aren't helping. Blood and a stone come to mind. You're alone with the tramp. Shouty! Shouty with the melody in my head? It's more likely than you think. Hi FKGT12, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy yourself. Without another word, he begins to rock on his feet in an obvious gesture of boredom with this discussion. He really is like a little kid, despite his serious demeanor. Suspecting that this conversation over, I decided to accomplish what I came here to do in the first place. I'm going to go search for a present. Coming? That's good, FKGT12. Not much else to do. In a little while, we come up to a small shop beside the convenience store. I swear to God, it's the same goddamn shop. For once, the store's windows aren't filled with electronics and computer games, but dolls, stuffed bears, and all manners of woodcraft oddities. It's the fucking... God damn it! Othello's Antiques? An antique store? Well, if there's anything in the sound that suit Hanako, I guess it'd be here. I reach for the old-looking door handle, but pull back as listeners realize my companion's gone adrift. Not coming in? I'll just be in the newsstand for a while, don't mind me. What kid hangs out at the newsstand? His voice makes it painfully clear he has zero interest in what's in the store, and that he doesn't feel obligated to follow me. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be getting another thing for my birthday. I want to get the new God of War, so I'll probably be streaming that as well. As I wandered off without another word, I pushed the thick wooden door and enter the store. Bell above me ringing out. The musty smell of old books and wooden shelves is distinctly anachronistic. I look to the guy on the other side of the door. The graying man behind it sits there silently, reading a tattered book. He certainly fits the look at the place. Slowly wandering through the aisles, the person I'm reminded of as I inspect each handcrafted or imported oddity, in turn, isn't Hanako. Crouching down, I examine the ancient oak desk inside the shop window. At least 30 dolls, all varying wildly in size and make. The only similarity between them is the long Victorian dresses they wear. I turned the price tag of one that looks to be about waist height. It's not in my price bracket at all. I do the same to each of them, getting more and more depressed as they get smaller and smaller in size. That is, until I reach the very smallest one. It's affordable, just yet of quality make, and with long auburn hair and a little blue dress. I said that it's the kind of present Hanako would appreciate. Pretty looking and far from gaudy. As I carefully pick it up, I decided to keep looking around the store. I'm not sure whether it's because I like the atmosphere or out of simple curiosity. Peeking around the corner before I go to the next aisle, I see that the shelves in this one are stocked with wooden toys, from toy cars to intricate automatons. Tucked behind a line of nutcrackers, I notice a little plain wooden box. It feels surprisingly light as I pick it up with my free hand. The lid only needs the smallest movement to pop open. The little drum inside beginning to rotate immediately. For seconds on end, I simply stand there listening to the palm-sized melody. As it plays, I take the tiny price tag in my fingers and bring it to her face. The minuscule cursive writing takes an effort to read. It's affordable. Sort of. Grimacing slightly, I close the lid and make my way to the counter with doll and music box in hand. When I lay the two on the counter, the man behind it sits up and takes stock of them. He doesn't hide very well his surprise at someone of my age buying them. I don't know, I'll get to my old man voice. I just want to see, when's Lily's birthday? Hold on. I forgot. I think it might be February, but I'm just guessing. February 7th. I got it. Boom. Who's good? Let's see. Yeah, May 6th. So Shizune's birthday will be coming up 4 days after mine. Anyway, back to this. It's painful, but I hand over the money for the two and leave the store with a small opaque bag in hand. Oh, I don't get to do the voice? Damn it. Hideki being there takes me by surprise. Oh, hi. I thought you'd be at the newsstand. Akira gave me a call. She's waiting for us at the fountain with Lily. At least that solves the issue of trying to find them again. Head off back to the fountain. Hideki's immaculate posture and presentation, despite his appearance, makes for a strange contrast even as we walk. This is the voice that I usually have for the old man. It's his voice. I like doing that voice. Lee and Akira saying there for us. Their face is hard to read. Hey, you ready to go, Shouty? Fantastic. Hideki's mood seems to improve as she rejoins her. See you, Lily, Hisao. See you, Lily, Hisao. Tell Hanako I said happy birthday. We will. Bye. Goodbye, Akira. And with that, the two disappear into the fracas of the afternoon city crowd. Turning to Lily, I notice she's carrying a small bag. It's not obvious why her disposition felt different from before. While Lily's typically the type to wear her emotions on her sleeve, her expression and tone are clouded and difficult to read. It's more than a little off-putting, but given the effort she's making to hide her emotions, I doubt she wants to be cornered on why she's feeling this way. Already bought Hanako a present? Yes. Have you? Yeah. Shall we head back to the bus stop then? I guess he's gonna keep one for, like, maybe a present to get to Lily, maybe? Should we head back to the bus stop then? Okay, there should be a bus back to Yamaka pretty soon. With that, we begin to walk. I don't like that face you're wearing, Lily. You okay? It feels strange compared to before. Lily's hand on my forearm feels unusually tense, and the whole atmosphere is extraordinarily awkward. The silence continues for a long while. I really don't like seeing her like this. Hanukkah's birthday is going to have to be held earlier. Is the 4th going to be alright for you? I have no other possible obligations anyway, so reflexively I nod. Only afterwards do I remember that doing so is pointless, and quickly answered so by speech. She tries to collect herself, a task that looks almost pitiable in how plain it is to see how distant her thoughts are. Sorry, Sal. You said the bus will be coming soon, right? That's right. Now she says that, I have an idea. Actually, do you have anything to do later today? I don't believe so. Why do you ask? This is the point where I'd normally take your hand and rush you somewhere, but even without that, you have to trust me, okay? I take her hand and gently lead her on. Her distant face replaced by one of mild surprise and curiosity. How do you know this place? As the waitress sets the cup of tea and cup of coffee that I ordered onto the table, I thank her before she takes her leave. Truth be told, I really looked out in finding this cafe. I didn't really know where I was going. Rather, I was just looking for any cafe that looked relatively nice. Like, this is the cafe that we went to in Hanako's route twice. We found it in the first time, and then like we went there second time because Hanako was there. So it's kind of weird that we're going to the. I guess it shouldn't be weird that we're going to the same places that we went in Hanako's route, if some variations because it's Lily now. Having managed to recover a little, Lily tentatively sips at her cup as I take a long gulp of the coffee in front of me. As I hoped, her face lights up as she realizes what flavor it is. Ah, this is wonderful. So, how did you know that this was? I asked her French vanilla black tea, hedging my bets that it would be her favorite flavor, or at least one she liked. Well, I don't really know much about tea. It sounded like one she might appreciate. Oh, I forgot. Oh, okay. Presents and Presents. That's the name of the scene. I mean, to be honest, FKGT, this game is free. So, I mean, and they already did a lot that, like, apparently a visual novel that you have to buy, like Higurashi does. It does the same exact thing that one does, including the ones where, like, the background is basically a real place just made to look artsy. Like, as if it's drawn. So this game is free. This game is straight up, like, $0. You don't have to pay a cent. And it is great. I think it is an amazing visual novel. Like, if you see, I'm already at part 11 of this series that I'm doing. That means I've already played 10 parts worth of, like, streams. Each of which were, like, at least 2 hours. So, it won't, like, it'll keep you busy. As for French, yeah, it sounded like one she might appreciate. On the basis of her liking vanilla ice cream. A tea connoisseur, I am definitely not. It was a lucky guess. You really like tea, don't you? It tugs at the heart, yeah. Hanako's route is my favorite, and she's also my favorite character. Shizune is a great character, but I don't like her route. So, Emi's cool in both degrees. So, it was a lucky guess. You really like tea, don't you? It's my shit. She puts her teacup down and gives a tiny nod. That familiar small smile thankfully perched on her face once again. Drinking tea is calming, I think. With the amount you drink, are you sure you're not addicted to it? Caffeine addiction is pretty common nowadays. Did I ever say I wasn't? It's my shit! She breaks out like a Scottish accent for no reason. She says I giggle as my head drops. We all have our vices, I suppose, and there are worse things to be addicted to. French vanilla black tea, huh? I'll have to remember that. For a while, we both silently drink. It's comforting to have someone like her nearby in such new surroundings, even if it's just the two of us sitting in silence. I begin to wonder if this feeling is the same for her, until she sets down her cup. So, do you mind if I ask you a slightly odd question? That depends on the question, I guess. I was wondering, what your favorite color is. Everyone has one, after all. I almost replied for reason why the seemingly mundane question is actually quite strange. My favorite color? But she gives a pouting look, wanting me to answer anyway. While the answer seems unavoidably wasted on her, there isn't any harm in giving it. I've always had a thing for green. Ah! I had a guess! I had a fucking guess! I'd say that's my favorite. My favorite's red. That's my favorite color. Green, is it? What things do you think of when contemplating that color? Forests? I suppose grass fields and trees in summer. The army as well, with camouflage. Men always seem to like the military. What are you trying to say, me? Blue? Sure. Yeah, blue's cool. But that sounds like a nice color. A very nice color. She nods her head a little, as if approving the choice. Considering how foreign the concept of color is to her mind, leaving it by association seems reasonable enough. I guess that is, like, if you guys don't know, color is made up of light. Shooting people is cool. Yeah. Color's made up of light. Like, everything we see in life right now is light. That is what our eyes comprehend. That's just a bunch of lights. Like, that's all it is. So, when it comes to being blind, I guess it must be, like, really difficult to really understand what color is, which sucks. As much as it sucks that, like, being deaf, you won't be able to hear music. You know. That's improving the choice. Considering how foreign the concept... Oh, yeah, we already got that one. If everyone has a favorite color, then what's yours? I wonder if it's cream yellow. White? Damn. You do physically... Yeah, what you say is right. Yeah, I mean... that was like one of the parts of science that actually interested me, was that what we see isn't like what we take for granted. It's literally just light. Right, I'm told that's the color of snow and of ice cream. Well, not all ice cream. You're no better than me then, if you only like that color because of a favorite food. I guess white is nice too, though. And speaking of colors, it'll be getting dark soon. Let me help you out. It's not like getting dark matters to her. She's fucking blind. Lily offers her hand, which I take in mind to help lever her up from her seat at the table. Its softness compared to mine takes me off guard, as I'm not used to such casual contact. It doesn't seem to bother her at all, though. While it seems obvious why, it feels like just one more ladylike aspect to her. As her hand moves to her pocket, I quickly cut her off. Don't worry, I'll pay for this. Are you sure about that, Hisao? You paid money on 2 expensive things. They do have a curfew. Yeah, because they do have a curfew. Oh, thank you, Hisao. Dude, she's loaded. Like, Hisao is not loaded. He is middle class at most. She gives me an earnest smile at the gesture, a reward much greater than that of her words. By the time we step off the bus, it's well and truly dark. We make our way up the hill in silence, both of us behaving a little awkwardly probably because of the day's events. While I'm still concerned over Lily's withdrawn nature after meeting with her sister, the fact that I managed to cheer her up even slightly feels like a personal victory. But it feels like the air between us has changed. Maybe it's only a bit, but it's something I don't think either of us realized before. That was a date, wasn't it? Huh, it's strange, because, like, how the two characters become couples in each of the routes is different. I'm pretty sure Emmy and Hisao just fucked. That's all they did, and they're like, "Yup, we together, bro." Or it might have been a kiss. It was probably a kiss, actually. Never mind. I take it back. Shizune, you literally just answer like, hold on, let me just. Okay, so literally what he asked her was just like, which is ASL for, well, they use Japanese sign language, but I'm gonna use ASL. Girlfriend, like basically, you want to be my girlfriend? That's basically what they asked, and I don't even think they kissed. Fucking prudes. As for Hanako, I don't really think they really became a couple until like the very end. Well, that's why I'm trying to explain to you like why it's so different. Also, you're probably wondering why I have a little Kirby picture off to the side. Don't worry, it'll all be explained in time. the thing about Hanako's route is, yeah, sure, they fucked, but it wasn't exactly like, I was like, it wasn't the right time for either of them, because she did it out of obligation, just because she just wanted to keep him around, because she thought that he would just walk away if she didn't do that, which was extremely sad. But and they only understood that later and then got together. I would say like the time that they actually became boyfriend girlfriend was literally at the very end before the. It's not dark. It's not dark. It's just sad because Hanako's problem is that she's like both of her parents died in the fire, and she hasn't really gotten close to anybody except for you, except for Lily and you. And as you got closer, and she thought like, well, I don't want him to walk away from me, so I guess I'm gonna have to do this. And Hanako and Hisao had no idea. That's why she did it. He actually thought like, oh, I guess we're actually going to be doing this. It was after kind of a tender moment where she actually shows her scars. It's not, and after they understood, after she explained that to him, he's like, okay, well, let's just restart. And it was a really good ending. I'm really happy with Hanako's route. Yeah, so this one is just like, did we just date? That's what it seems to be with Lily right now. It's just like, did we just date? And I'm wondering what it's gonna be like with Rin. It's just gonna be like, we're together, right? Probably with Rin. I don't know. Rin's gonna be the most interesting, in my opinion. It was. That doesn't elude either of us. The question's answer being so self-evident as to be rhetorical. Awkward as it may be, I don't think this feeling is bad. In fact, quite the opposite. I don't know what it is. I certainly can't be sure, but it feels like something a little more than friendship. That was quick, dude. That was fucking fast. Holy shit. Deathwave. Was that the fastest time it took for us to get together? For like a Sao and a girl to get together? I think that was, because it's literally Act 2. And Emmy's happened at like near the end of Act 2. She's happened near the end of Act 2, I'm pretty sure. And Hanako's happened at the end of her route. This is the earliest. This is like midway through Act 2, I think. Or Act 2 and already into the end. Understanding? Empathy? Searching for words to adequately describe it is difficult. Nonetheless, would you like to do this again sometime, Lily? Without shopping for presents? The tentative question is met with the same look from Lily as before. Her pale skin makes the rosy tint. Oh, she's blushing! The tint of her cheeks is slightly more noticeable, and her face, though still pointed to the street ahead of her, lowers. Just a little. Just a little. Okay. Well, yeah, that's like, I like what. Okay, so this is the first VN I've streamed for this channel. Bitch, did I stutter? I'm blind. Yeah, so I started down this path of like streaming VNs after playing Doki Literature Club and understanding like, oh, there's actually VNs can be more than just like, hey, look at the tits or cute girls. And I knew Katawa Shoujo was at least one of the more respectable ones ever since, like even before I played Doki Literature Club. And no, I didn't beat it. I did not beat Literature Club. I quit when I got to that part. So, oh yeah, I forgot about Anchorman 2. Did you not hear me? I'm blind. Yeah, what makes this VN different from other ones is that it has a message of, no matter what's wrong with you, there's always some beauty in you, that kind of thing. And I respect that immensely. And with each girl, there's always like a different kind of theme. Like With Emmy's, it was accepting the fact that people die. And with Shizune's, I don't know, because Shizune's route ended really shittily. I don't know. I like Shizune, and I wish her route was better. With Hanako's, it was that, like, a relationship should never be one-sided. Both people should be equal to each other, and both should support each other equally. That kind of thing. And with this one, I'm not so sure yet. We'll find out. I walk down the hall of the girls' dormitory, my school bag in hand. A doll lies inside, carefully placed on top of a small box. Wait, what's this? What's it called? Current scene: unidentified drinking object. Well, if you don't know, I'm majoring in English with an emphasis on creative writing. So obviously, I know things about stories. I know like about theming and all that. So that I think that's why I'm also more interested in reading visual novels, because like they're stories, and I'm very interested in these kinds of stories. I've been carrying the box in there for a while. Now. Still not sure of what to do with it. It's probably going to be given to Lily. This whole situation, come to think of it, is bizarre. Well, I've known of Hanako's upcoming birthday party for a while now. I had no idea of exactly what the celebrations would be until I found a single note left in the abandoned tea room earlier today. I held it up and read it again. Double check. Why? I guess double checking could be a word, maybe. The instructions. The plain black handwriting is fairly legible despite Lily's blindness, clearly thanks to considerable effort and care. Hisao, we'll be holding a party at my place. Please come at 6 o'clock to room 225 in the girls' dormitory. Sorry for notifying you this way, but I have class representative duties. Lily Sato. That's my voice for Lily. Not reassured, I continue walking down the hallway until I reach Lily's dormitory room. I hesitate for a second, but eventually give 3 sharp taps on the door. That was not a tap! A brief, muffled exchange of words can be heard from the other side. Listening closer, I can just pick out Hanako and Lily's voices. As they finish, Lily calls out, "Might that be Hisao?" "Yep, I got the note you left for me." "You can come in. The door's unlocked." Glad that I managed to get the right room, I press down the handle and let myself in. Cute girls incoming! That was a fucking police knock. That's right, with a flashlight. As the door swings open, my greeting to them is stolen from my mouth. Ha! Cute girls! Yes, this is Hanako. She's still, in my opinion, she's still best girl. I just love her. She's adorable. And, yeah. See, her problem is that she has burn scars. But her other problem is that she has immense social anxiety. To the fact she can have panic attacks. And it's understandable why she has those. Anyway. Lily sits at a low table in the center of the room in her pajamas, while on the other side sits Hanako in a nightgown. Being dressed in my only normal school clothes, I feel quite out of place. Hanako and Ren are best girls? I can understand that, but I like Emmy and I like all the girls. All the girls are well made. Some of the routes are just not that great. I steal a quick glance at the lovely side of the two, my eyes tearing themselves from Lily's long, thin, pale legs, with only with a measure of reluctance. Hey, I think I brought everything that was needed. She smiles and nods. I wonder if she's even aware of the pleasant sight she makes. The thin, dark blue silk of her pajamas really suits her, accentuating both her eyes and her curves. Alright. The look of her last night, that tentative and almost shy demeanor, seems all but replaced by her coy nature. It's nice to see her confidence return, though I can't help casting my mind back to how she looked back then. I looked at Hanako, who nervously sits opposite her in her gown. It isn't a surprise that she wears something so conservative, though it definitely looks cute. Hi, Hanako. Happy birthday. Thank you. She's unusually skittish, despite the fact that she's warmed up to me considerably over the weeks we've come to know each other. This is a pretty unusual situation, I guess. Feel free to take a seat, Isao. I'll just pour you two some tea. With what cups? You got one cup there, and that's it. Sure thing. Lily takes a steaming red teapot from the side of the table and gently pours its content into our teacups as I take a seat beside him, setting my bag against the nearby wall. And my sense of return and hormones somewhat calmer. I realize that this is the first time I've ever been in Lily's room. It would be funny if Sal had a nosebleed and was knocked out. They wouldn't do that. First thing I notice is the ambient smell, just slightly different from that in mine. Probably faint perfume or nail polish. It could be anything of a girl's, really. Another is the plain nature of the room, visually. Beige walls, a smart yet unadorned cabinet, the lack of posters or wall hangings. She's blind! It's a thing to be utilitarian, something I should have anticipated given her blindness! God. The only thing that really seems out of the ordinary is several piles of books sitting on the floor, each reaching from roughly knee height to waist height. Some of them have printed titles. Others are entirely blank except for the dots except for dots of braille. Did I stutter? I'm blind. There's gonna be a lot of Anchorman 2 jokes in here, aren't there? Okay, it's funny that you say that, FK, that this dude can't catch on to things. Yes, that's basically Hisao. Like in Emmy's route, it was like her mother was like, her father isn't around anymore, and Emmy lost her legs in a car accident, and Hisao's just like, I wonder what happened to her father. It just made you just like, you dense motherfucker. But he's a little bit more intelligent in Shizune's and Hanako's. Especially Hanako's, he's much more like able to pick up on certain things, and so it's kind of interesting how much like a certain girl's route changes Hisao. The fact that the ones with Korean towns are uniformly in English is interesting, though not completely unexpected. She did mention her parents impressing language upon her and Akira after all. Your room looks nice, Lily. I hear a call of thanks from inside my shoulder. Looking back to Hanako, her gaze is fixed on her lap and her hands are actually clutching her gown. Ah, she's so cute! It's now that I notice why. With these clothes on, the extent of her scarring is far more visible, reaching down her neck and out to cover her right shoulder. Considering this is a party for her, she doesn't really look like she's enjoying the experience now that I'm here. So, how old are you turning? 18. Her look of surprise, not at all helped by her total lack of skill at hiding her feelings, shows that she was trying to mentally tune me out. This is really quite awkward. Yes. On the plus side, there's only 2 more years so you can drink. So, who's older, you or Lily? Definitely Lily. Because if this is supposed to be Hanako's birthday, which, I mean, it isn't. It's like a few days before. Her birthday's July 10th. So, and with Lily's being February 7th, obviously she'd have to be 18 or else I can't fuck her. When does Hisao get the letter in this one? I don't know. That's a good question. On the other side, there's only 2 more years. Oh, yeah, so... Lily, she has her birthday in February. What about yours? Early this year, so it's already passed. Unsay is that it passed while I was stuck in the hospital. That was a particularly low point of the experience. Conversation with her dries up as quickly as expected. It isn't long before Lily's finished preparing our drinks, setting down the 3 teacups in front of us. I pick mine up, immediately noticing a much stronger aroma and taste than the tea we've been having. Huh, it tastes different than the tea we have in school. Is it alcohol? Oh, okay. It's a different variety rather than the kind we've been having there. You've never tasted orange vapor before? Not that I can remember. I usually drink coffee after all, like when we were in town. This is nice though. As we settle down and sip, Hanako seems to become more relaxed, or at least a bit less tense about my experience, about my presence. What the fuck, Andrew? We all finish our cups at about the same time, with Hanako failing rather badly at hiding anticipation for the cake that's sitting to the side, begging to be eaten. Come to think of it, I'm feeling very eager myself. First things first, though. Lily? Yes, now is good. Each of us knowing exactly what the other means, I lean sideways around my bag for the doll I bought Hanako as Lily gets up and treats her gift. Hiding our gifts in our hands, we present them both on the table at the same time. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! For those of you who don't know, if you're a friend of mine on Skype or Discord, if I know it's your birthday, I'm going to send you a very messed up version of Happy Birthday, like Harby Barbie, or Herbity Burbity, or I've probably sent that once before. Hanako silently sits, looking at them for seconds on end, out of sheer surprise. My little wooden doll, replete with Victorian dress and little hat, lies next to a light brown and fluffy stuffed bear from Lily. She clutches at her gown as she moves to speak, not taking her eyes off the modest presence. Thank you, Lily and Hisao. My birthday is May 2nd. Aww. So cute! Her voice begins to crack as Lily reaches forward, wrapping her in a soft embrace. They're best friends. Or, like, they're kind of... One of them takes care of the other more than that. Because, you know, Hanako's so shy, she can't really do much. The sight of Hanako holding Lily so tightly is heartwarming. So much so that I couldn't wipe the smile off my face even if I wanted to. As Lily gently rests her face on Hanako's head, she speaks so quietly and softly that I can barely hear. Happy birthday, Hanako. Happy birthday. Happy birthday! Hanako gives a small nod, holding on to Lily for a time before breaking off and wiping an eye. I guess that for Hanako, simply having anyone, to be there and love her would be special. The fact that Lily and I can now share that role for her is something I think I will always be grateful for. Oh, they changed the look of the doll. In Hanako's route, the doll that I give her looks a lot more like Lily. And the teddy bear is a chessboard, a really good-looking chessboard. Expensive chessboard. Because she plays chess. So yeah, I'm wondering what other kinds of like things will, because obviously since it's not Hanako's route, we didn't hit her panic attack from her route when we mentioned her birthday. So it is interesting seeing like what changes, especially between characters. Like this is the first time I went from one pair to the one girl of one pair to the other, because usually each girl comes in a pair. Shizune and Misha, except Misha's a lesbian, so I can't go out with her. And then there's Emmy and Rin. I haven't gone out with Rin yet. But now I've done Hanako and Lily. Or doing Lily. So it is interesting to get what changes between it. I don't think it happened on her... It's much sadder than thinking that it happened than it being on her birthday. She thinks that her whole existence and that... You know... Yeah, you could still fuck Misha, but it's like... It's not exactly... Shut up, Deathwave. But yeah, no, it's basically like thing like she just hates her, she dislikes her existence, she thinks her whole existence is the reason that her parents died. And so she, like, regrets even being born. and so she dislikes her birthday very much. She hates her birthday, which is like hits you right in the heart, man. Hanako gently takes the doll and teddy bear, holding them both to her chest as she warmly smiles. It's dark, but it's like, ugh. Oof. For a long time, all three of us simply sit in happy silence. The quiet is not broken until Lily's soft voice beckons. Shall we have the cake then? I just want to do Hanako's route again because she's just so fucking cute. God, I love her. Her proposal was met with 2 looks of unhidden anticipation. Of course, not that she would see it. No argument for me. Okay. We ate that cake. Phew, that was good. I contentedly sit back, both of the Hanako looking just as satisfied with the food as I. It took some effort, but we managed to finish off the cake in one go. I don't think I could fit any more in. I think next time I'll buy a smaller cake. Hanako gave a chuckle, but I can't help noticing that come this time next year, we'll have graduated from Yamaku. That fact is somewhat depressing, since I finally feel as if my life is starting to get back into some kind of order. I'm not sure the drunk waifus will be coming in this one. FKGT, if you don't know, in Hanako's route, Lily's sister Akira comes by and brings wine, and we all get fucking drunk. And drunk Hanako is adorable. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, for those guys who don't know, for FKGT, you don't know, my character also has a disability. He has arrhythmia, which means that his heart can start beating erratically at random times, and it could be fatal, extremely fatal. It makes his heart is weaker. And he found out after being asked out by a girl, he had like a heart attack, and that's when he found out he had arrhythmia, and then he was sent to the school. It's like, it's gotta suck, man. But now he's getting to know all these amazing people, and learn, you know, this. Yeah, it's pretty. Like, obviously, this game has to get dark if it wants to, because disabilities can have dark pasts. It's like, it's trying to get past those kinds of dark pasts that makes it, you know, better. Just trying to get past all that and just remembering that's just people. I had to look around Lily's neat and orderly room. Her books catch my eye once again. Then he goes out with several girls. Well, he only goes out with one. It's just that in a different universe, he's going out with another. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. This may be a little impetuous, but my curiosity gets the better of me. Besides, I don't think she'll mind in any case. Hey, do you mind if I took a look at one of your books? I doubt you could read it. You're quite welcome to, Hisao. That said, if you can overcome 2 language barriers, I'll be quite impressed. 2? Braille and... Oh, right, English. She gives a nod. I knew you were studying English, but I'm still amazed that you're this proficient at it. One could say it's a perfect way to avoid people borrowing my collection. She says it in jest, but I'm a little disappointed. Having all these books around me with no way of reading them feels like one big tease. Hanako giggles quietly as I reach over the closest pile, plucking the topmost book with only a cursory glance. Death on the Nile, in large letters on the cover, is the only printed text to be seen. Excuse me. I sat down for a while with the book open on my lap as Lily and Hanako talk. Try as I might to feel out the dots of braille printed on each page, they seem to blend into one another and become indistinct. Well, Death, you are now on the Nile. I thought this to be a lot easier than it actually is, but some practice though, I could see someone with a better sense of touch than mine managing to read at a pretty fast pace. Yeah, someone who lost a sense, like someone who's blind. Noticing a silence that had probably begun earlier, I look up from the page to see Lily smiling as Hanako sips another cup of tea. Something wrong? Something wrong? Quite the opposite. Your curiosity is quite endearing. I'm inordinately pleased by the praise, though I can feel my cheeks heating up a little. Thanks, but I don't know how else I could act. To be honest, I wasn't altogether sure how you saw us, since you were a new transfer student from another school. If you pitied us, I would have been quite offended. There's a certain edge to Lily's voice, one that quite possibly places pride. Glancing over to Hanako, she seems even more subdued than usual, looking towards Lily rather than me. I wouldn't worry about that, considering the position I found myself in. I'm perhaps the last person that should be dispensing pity on others. My parents' first interactions with me after my heart attack, I wouldn't want anyone to see that kind of face. I think this is the first time they know I know that they know that my problem's a heart condition. Hold on, I have to take a picture of my dog. Hold on. Yeah, my dog. Brady, you want to come in? Brady? No? Okay. I can't stop going further, but not soon enough. Both the girls seem to be put off, Lily especially. Wait. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gone that far. An awkward silence ranged for a few beats. They ended as Lily's head perks up in a gesture I've come to easily recognize. Hear something? The door. Ah! Here it comes! Okay, I guess we're all getting drunk then! Hanako was never told about the condition. Yeah, I guess she wasn't. Everyone looks forward to trusting Lily's senses. True enough, the door handle shudders and turns, a flash of yellow and black slipping through. Oh, I love her. I love Akira. Akira Seto is in the house. Happy birthday, Hanako. Thank you. Akira takes a seat at the table as she plops her tall bag beside her. She has her trademark boisterous air about her, making no small deal of her entrance. Hanako clutches her hands to steady herself, but doesn't appear too shaken after she settles down. I guess she must have met Akira before, not a huge surprise given how close Akira and Lily are. Akira doesn't seem to be the least bit put off by Hanako's scarring, despite its prominence, but she also doesn't pull any punches in how she acts despite Hanako's shy nature. I thought you said he had to work, Akira. Did you manage to get out for a while? Kinda. I feel bad about ditching the guys doing overtime, so I gotta get back soon. But I felt bad about not coming to your cute little Hanko's birthday too. So for now, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I am here. She grins widely at Hanako, who flowers into a full blush as she pins her eyes downward towards her lap. Her mouth seems to widen and retract over and over, as if she's trying to suppress a smile out of embarrassment. Oh. It's a little strange how her reaction seems to be more immediate and forceful than when she's embarrassed by the way she looks. All she manages to give in return is a tiny nod, failing to hide her appreciation to any great extent. Not that many people give her position attention, or positive attention, I suppose. It makes me respect how well Akira can handle her, making her so happy compared to what little I could do. Now then, before I go, reach into her bag beside her and grandly displays its contents. Yeah, boy! Out come two large glass bottles, both with long French names on the labels. Hanko's expression is an odd mix of surprise and curiosity, and I suspect mine's no different. Lily, not seeing the proceedings, is oblivious to what's going on. Akira, this isn't... What is it? Wine. One red, one white. Akira, that's... Relax, relax. It's not like she's doing it here to scold you. Lily has a point. That's not exactly allowed on campus. Really, Lily seemed to be really cool about it on Hanako's route, wasn't she? Or anyway, really. We're still short of the legal drinking age, remember? Rich was practically drooling as he examines a bottle. She got me there. I am genuinely interested in trying some, even just a little. While Hanako may not be handling one handling one herself, her look does tell me that she's far from opposed to the notion as well. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, last night actually, I tried like a little sip of alcohol. I'm turning 21 soon. So I decided, you know what, fuck it, just give me a little sip, I'm gonna try it. Didn't like it. It was like a lemony alcohol beverage, and it had a little bit too much alcohol in it. It wasn't exactly to my taste. Lily rubs her forehead, giving up the fight that she knows Akira would win due to simply not caring enough about those funny rules and regulations. Just don't breathe the word of this to anyone in the school, please. I beg of you. I'm not stupid, don't worry. That said, I gotta get back to work pretty soon. So soon? But you only just arrived. Sorry, Lily. Good to see you two again, though, and you, Hisao. See you later, then. Goodbye, Akira. Okay, I'll admit. That's different, because in Hanukkah's route, Akira stays, and we all get fucking drunk. She shows herself up with a grunt and waltzes out of the room, leaving us alone with the 2 items on the table. Interesting. Lily gives a nervous giggle at her sister's antics as Aniko takes a wine bottle. So, what do you think, Lily? She her elbows on the table and pinches the bridge of her nose, thinking things through. Shirley doesn't seem to be able to keep up with her sister. Well, it's sort of here. Might as well have some. No sooner did she say that, I take a quick glance around the room for glasses. A small groan above me reminds me that Lily retired to rest on her bed for a bit a few minutes ago. Almost completely drained of energy, I managed to stand up and drag myself to the side of the bed, sitting down and leaning my back against it. Good God! Oh, that's true! Because in Haniko's route, since Akira stayed, because Akira stayed, Akira drank most of it. We still got a little bit drunk, but now that she's not around, we're getting fucking hammered. Lily's groan sounds lifeless. Too much to drink? My head hurts. Yeah, too much to drink. I rest my head back and idly stare at the ceiling. What an unmitigated disaster. Like proper idiots, we all drank the night away with one glass at another. Hanukkah simply fell to the side of sleep. Yep. And it's a miracle I don't feel as ill as Lily. Hey, Sal, I'm sorry about today. I didn't think this would happen. It's fine, Lily. To tell you the truth, I had a lot of fun today. Really? I think Hanukkah did too. No, she certainly did. There's a short silence before another groan resounds from the supine Lily. You okay? As you said, I just drank too much. What's the time? The time? It's... Click that wristwatch. Its number was barely legible in the gloom. About midnight. Curfew's in effect then. Yeah, I guess as much. We'll have to sleep here for tonight. As soon as I say, I hear the sheets moving as Lily starts to sit up. Hanako. Oh, no, go back to sleep. Don't try and get up. Hisao, I have to. You're in worse shape than me by any stretch. Get some rest. But what about... I'll grab some spare blankets to put them over here. Don't worry. As I give a deep yawn stand to retrieve them, I hear her lie back down with a soft thud. Thank you, Hisao. No problem. It's the least I can do. You look outright wasted. I'm not wasted. Just a little bit tired. She starts pouting, a slight slur beginning to distort her words as the alcohol takes hold of her again. I grab a couple of blankets rolled up at the end of her bed. Quietly walking over to Hanako, I carefully lay the blankets over her peacefully sleeping figure, making sure not to wake her up. The thick smell of alcohol coming off her breath makes me doubt she'd wake up no matter what I did, though. I stand and take one last measure of the room. 2 girls, both very drunk, one guy sleeping overnight with them in the female student dorm. What a scandal that'd be if it broke out. As I move to sit back down at the side of the bed, I steal one last glance at Lily. Her sprawling, disheveled figure lies resting peacefully, slightly turned to the side. I crouch down to get a better look. She's sleeping! No, Deathwave! No! No! No sexy time! No! Bad! 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 Bad boy! Her white skin blends with the white pillow of the bed, a look of slumber-born peacefulness on her face. Usually she seems so confident and forward, always there and caring for Hanako. Now, though, she seems painfully delicate. I think back to Hanako's presence. I thought it'd be a nice occasion for her, but I hardly expected it to be so moving. One birthday after another, year after year. Just she and Lily, all alone. I guess it wasn't just the presents she liked. Resigning myself to an uncomfortable sleep, I sit down at the side of the bed once again and rest my tired arms beside me. Hey, so? Lily's voice is so quiet I can barely hear it. She must be on the verge of sleep. Yeah? Thank you. Oh? Thank you. Poor Kay! For being here. That's okay. As I hear a deep breath, it's obvious Lily's gone to sleep. After closing my eyes, it doesn't take long for Summer to take me as well. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Oh, never mind then. Isao? Isao, are you? The soft, barely audible voice lingering in my ears slowly wakes me. I wish I could be woken like this more often. With a mumble, I slowly open my... Okay! Huh? Notice! Taking my strides at the face hovering curiously mere millimeters from mine, I make our heads collide with a harsh thud. Oh, the impact of our foreheads causes both of us to fall backwards and yelp in pain. They sounding more like a squeak toy than a person. Aw. Cute, but aw. Ow, ow, ow. I slowly rub my forehead with one hand, supporting myself with the other. Lily lies a few feet ahead, doing just the same, her face obviously pained. Sorry, your face was kind of close and I acted on reflex. You okay? My head... It seems she's not actually okay. Come to think of it, I doubt that the impact alone is what's causing her head so much pain. Hangover? You drank a fair bit last night. Okay, for those of you guys who don't know, and I know this, even though I've never drunk, to make sure you don't have a hangover in the morning, drink as much water as you do alcohol. You guys don't know, a hangover is caused by severe dehydration. Something that was a confirmation as I deliver myself up. Ooh, oh, them legs! She thick! Hold on. Alright. She thick! Alright. Let's put that away. I offer my hand to her and help her back onto her feet. Glancing behind her, I find that Hanako's still fast asleep. It's not fair, I only drink as much as you did. That's very different from what I remember. And anyway, girls have a lower tolerance than men. That doesn't help. It's true! She's not mostly naked, because she's wearing pants, you know. It's just her thick thighs. Fine, I'll get you a glass of water. Just be careful not to trip over Hanako. I'd rather sleep out of my eyes, or at least some of it. As I walk to the counter, tending to someone with a hangover isn't the way I like to spend a morning. It takes a few moments for the glass to fill, the clear water reflecting the silver of light that makes it through the thin curtains. It looks like Lily's taking a seat on the side of the bed. I walk over to her while taking care to step over the peacefully sleeping Hanako and place the glass into her outstretched hands. Thank you. No problem. I take the next to her, the soft bed having a surprising amount of give. She drinks slowly and methodically. Long silence passes with only Hanako's soft breathing to be heard. Some measure of guilt. I look at Lily's face and tend to read her expression. Her brow is furrowed, and she looks to be lost in thought. For a moment, I hesitate, but eventually place a hand on her shoulder and attempt to reassure her. Didn't expect her to flinch rather noticeably at that, though. Sorry, I didn't mean to... Lily quickly shakes her head in a manner somewhat more violent than usual for her. She takes a long breath to steady herself before quickly letting her head sink. I must look terrible right now. I moved to protest, but quickly realized that it would be futile to do so. That said, I want her to open up more. you want to talk about anything, I'm here. I think it's a self-deprecating snore, as if to mock her own emotions. There's just a lot happening right now. I'm sorry for being so strange recently, especially back when we were in town. Even now, I'm a bit confused about everything. Believe me, I know how that feels. She smiles swiftly, resting a cheek on the backs of her fingers. Like this? Like this? We're a couple of broken young fools, aren't we? Oh, I don't say that. Come graduation, we'll be back out into the real world. The real world? Sometimes I surprise myself the way I think about things. I guess the strange, divorced feeling of Yamaku in the surrounding town compared to the outside world still hasn't become natural. Maybe it never will. It's strange, in hindsight. Being isolated from society like this doesn't feel as bad as it probably should. Our grin on her face, Lily seems to show the same sense of amusement at the idea. Eventually, though, her smile drops. I'll be going back to Scotland for a week or two, soon. Is that why we had to reschedule Hanako's birthday party? She gives an affirmative nod. You'll be able to see your family again, at least. You're not looking forward to it? I haven't met my family in 6 years. I don't even know how to act around them anymore. Wait, what? Mouth hanging open as I try to process what she said. If she's 18, that means she'd have been only 12 when they left. I may have seen very little of my parents, but what with them both working long hours, but I feel utterly useless as I struggle to find some way to respond. But why? Why did they leave, or why are they inviting Iker and me back? Both, I suppose. My father's business has headquarters in Scotland, and an executive position became available for him there. In the end, he had to move permanently. Oh, God. My mother followed him, but Akira and I stayed in Japan for the sake of both Akira's job with the Japanese branch of my father's company and my education. This latter, one of my aunts is gravely sick. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't be. It feels strange, really. We're bringing someone there for her, yet we've barely met before. I can't even remember the sound of her voice. Equally strange is the total lack of antipathy she feels towards her family for doing such a thing. I can't help feeling slightly humbled. That said, her wistful exterior is just hiding her emotions. Something like this is depressing. Knowing what to do, I lift myself off the bed. Lily notices the bed's movements, her head perking up and her hand reaching sideways to feel where I was. Hisao? I'll go over to my bag, still leaning against the wall. Unbuckling the front flap and retrieving the mailbag bag from within, I take the small, plain box in my hands. Hold your hands out, Lily. She looks surprised for a moment, but eventually acquiesces. I'm amused by her look of curiosity when I place the music box in her open palms. Her typically delicate way of handling it makes it seem as if it were fragile enough to break if breathed on. She worthily brings it in front of her face, her slender fingers feeling out its contours and patterning. Eventually, her fingers find the recessed line beneath the lid and the body of the box, and her thumb effortlessly pops open the lid. I take a seat on the bed next to her, watching her face silently and intently. She sits completely motionless, and as she listens to the diminutive, tinny melody, her mouth's just slightly open. Fuck that shit. What the fuck do you think I am? It takes a long while before she closes the lid with a small snap, bringing the curtain down on the miserable performance playing in her hands. Sorry. God. Jeez. The smile on her face, gentle and wistful, shows that I made the right decision. Think of it as a going-away present for your trip to Scotland. I will. Restless shuffling can be heard from the floor in front of us, the sound having woken Hanako. Comes out of the blankets I put over her, looking befuddled and wiping the sleep from her eyes. I see you're finally up. What? Alex is around the room with her eyes only half open, her mind far from being as awake as her body. Her dazed state makes me and Lily chuckle. As Lily gets off the bed and tends to Hanako, I take one last look around the room. I guess I better get going then. There'll be questions if I haven't seen leaving the girls' dormitories in the morning. Goodbye, Hisao. Oh, goodbye. I stand and walk to the door, picking up my somewhat lighter bag along the way. After I leave the room and enter the hallway, though, I hear Lily's footsteps behind me. What's wrong? Without a word, she strides up to me. I freeze as I feel her hand slide onto my cheek, seemingly every nerve taking in the feeling of her fingers and palm upon it. Me afterwards, her face slowly moves next to mine. a light, momentary touch of her lips brushing against my other cheek. For a moment, everything seems to stand still. Absently, I bring my fingers to my cheek, as if to try and recapture that fleeting feeling. Lily. That's my thank you, Hisao. Thank you? For your present. Have a nice day in school. I got kissed by a cute girl. And with that, she disappears behind her door and gently closes it. The muffled voices of her and Aniko. Shit, fuck. Why am I so tired? God. And Aniko audible through it as much as they were yesterday night. I think I'd be hard-pressed not to have a nice day after that. I walk away with a certain spring in my step. I think there were some people around that glanced at me emerging from the girls' dormitory building. I find it difficult to care. Alright, bathroom. Oh god, the lesbian! Alright, FKGT. Thank you for stopping by. Oh god, it's the lesbian! He-chan. Go away. He-chan. Leave me alone. Come on, He-chan. Let me sleep. After 2 nights of not being able to sleep at all, last thing I want is to be woken when I finally manage to. Maybe the last period of class with the textbook as my pillow, but I'll take whatever sleep I can get by at this point. Shi-chan, even Shi-chan wants you to get up. I don't care what Shizumi wants. Leave me alone. Jesus, Chan, I'll just have to wait. Wait, you're just going to... This is bad. I'm up! You don't have to! I feel my face falling into a scarlet red blush. Since some classes are sitting bolt upright and staring at the shining pool who was sleeping just moments before. Damn it. I let my head smack down on the table with a noticeable thud. What? Which is trademark uncontrollable laughter reverberates through the classroom. As I turn my mournful eyes to the perspective she's sitting beside her, she carefully adjusts her glasses, desperately trying to maintain a look of serious disapproval. In her eyes, I could see the badly hidden grin spreading across her face. It too, Shizune? She looks very quickly as she crosses her legs tightly. Her arms tightly. Barely on the edge of her control. Crosses her legs. Misha's laughter doubles in volume as she glances at Shizune. All I can do is drag my hand down my face in resignation. You too. Who was the one who slept in class, Chan? Yeah, it was me. Before Chan was having a fit trying to wake you up, weren't you? I went my eyes back to the standoffish Shizune, who with a single huff of confirmation returned to looking away with her arms crossed. Why was Shizune trying to wake me up? Shizune wanted to give you the handouts the teacher gave out while Hichan was sleeping. Handouts? Oh god! I suddenly find 2 papers thrust down in front of my face. Following the hand holding them, I see the still pounding figure looking down at me with a distinct scowl. I guess I really am in the wrong here. Sorry about that. That's how you say it. I'm so sorry. No dice, her irritated face still holds up. I clasp my hands together and flick my head downwards in apology. Very, very sorry. She laughs and simply drops the papers on the desk. Damn. Wah! Wah! Look up over my head and see Izumi and Misha standing faintly to each other. A look of frustration on Shizune's face. It looks to be less of a dialogue and more of a tirade, punctuated with sidelong glances at me. To say it's unsettling is an understatement. God, why am I so tired? Probably because I'm fucking laying down. Two suddenly start signing and looking at me in unison, both having exactly the same look of disapproval. In one fluid motion, Misha's hand suddenly extends high above me and comes rocketing down. Oh God! Where I didn't hope to react, my head sent bouncing up and down like a jack-in-the-box. I couldn't bring my hand to my head, more out of reflex than actual pain. Ow! What was that for? Did you just slam my head into the desk? If you're tired in the game, you're tired in real life. It's the worst horror movie. I have my eyes to see the two grinning at each other while exchanging an enthusiastic thumbs up. Hichan says she forgives you now, Hichan. Could you grant me with a little less force next time? Wahahaha! I look at the two with the blank face, Misha and Izumi. Izumi won. Hisao, nil. Oh, Hichan also wants to say you should check your student mail more often. It's here! She produces a bright yellow envelope and hands it over with an exuberant grin. Strange, you could have written me a letter. Now is not the time, and most definitely not the place to find out, though. You know, on a nap so cruelly stolen from me, I rub my forehead and slowly get up, putting the sheets. She's unbuttoned my bag before swinging it over my shoulder. I'll probably stop after the next scene. Might take a nap. I take a step back and move to depart with a small bow, while Misha clutches her sides laughing, and Susan nods it back in a curt farewell. I don't know if Susan, if I'm still tired by the time we get to the next scene. I don't know if Susan open the door and turn the corner into the hallway. What is this scene called, by the way? A Brief History of Time. Only to end up face to face with Hanako. Oh, hey, whoa, hey Hanako. Good afternoon, Misao. It's not as well between us as busily chatting students passes by. She's fidgeting constantly, her eyes drawn to her rather than to rather unremarkable footwear. I take the bridge of my nose with my fingers while blinking my eyes heavily in an attempt to make things seem clearer. I'm barely staying awake as it is. Hanako, you want me to say something? What is it? You want to say something? What is it? I wanted to give you this. Hmm? She has a small rectangular piece of paper. I begin to make out the text through barely open eyes, slowly starting to make out what's written. Eggs 2. Eggs times 2. Bread loaf times 1. Whole grain cereal times 1. Time times 1. A shopping list? I look upwards, raising an eyebrow. I usually go shopping with Lily, but I can't come, so... You want me to run errands for you? It's okay if you don't want to. I just thought maybe, She's panicking. I sigh. Yet another battle lost, though this time by weakly fought surrender. I swell tiredly and rest a hand on her head to calm her down. It's fine. I was going to go anyway. Just the stuff on this list? She nods and bows deeply twice as to make her gratitude perfectly clear. We're going to be outside of the school gates at 6. Thank you. I was going to get it, but I need to study for the test tomorrow. Tests? Ah, that's right, science. How are you doing with it? She runs ever so slightly. I've been spending more time on it than before. I think I can do okay. Good work, then. She too starts smiling, and much more earnestly than I at that. I have full confidence that I can do fine in it without any extra studying, but the fact that she's putting in effort instead of just reading in the library is heartening. I'll grab your stuff and take it to your dorm room in the evening. See ya. Small wave, you part ways. I'll go do my homework for meeting Lily. I should be able to take care of it in time. Wrangling with a particularly complicated math problem has caused me to be a little bit late for my meeting with Lily. Only a couple minutes, but enough to make me step smartly out into the courtyard and to the school gate. I make a right turn and start my way towards the small town below, leaving a few students turning the other way to the bus station. I slip my right hand into my pocket as I walk. Yeah, walk in the orange sunlight of dusk. Thankfully, this sweltering summer heat's starting to die down, making way for a pleasant, cool breeze. When I stretch my hands above my head, a familiar figure takes form, taking cane in her right hand. Ah, Lily! She's often turned around, swiveling her head slightly to try and work out exactly where the voice came from. Hey, it's me! I could catch up to her, coming in beside her and matching her slow pace as we resume walking. Good afternoon, Hisao. Hi there. I glance up at the sky. A distinct tinge of orange discolors the clouds, washing the footpath in its light. The long shadows of the trees fall across the wide road down the hill. So, Hisao, what brings you here? Just going to town to grab some groceries. Hanako sent me. Hanako sent you? Yeah, she said she needed to study for her test tomorrow. I was going to come down anyway, so I'll just buy her stuff as well. I was talking that Lily really could use some help to get food, but it's an obvious fact that neither of us needs to state. It's good to hear she's studying for it. I thought the same thing when she asked me to come with you. We continue walking down the street, the familiar sound of her cane echoing through the air as we go. We continue, whatever. Except for the occasional passing car and leaves whispering in the branches, there's a blissful silence. Thank God I can finally relax for the first time today. I glance over at Lily. That porcelain face of hers never seems to lack that air of relaxed confidence. I guess the same could be said of her personality, too. As she silently walks, her face remaining pointed to the street ahead of her, I look ahead and savor the cool air blowing over my face. This is probably the calmest moment I've had since the about face my life took so recently. To have it while walking to get some groceries. To have it while walking to get some groceries. What a weird life. Yeah, my dad's coming home soon, so. I feel the coming up note rubbing against my hand in my pocket. I pull it out to check its contents. Let's see here. Eggs, bread, cereal, thyme, lettuce, shaved ham. It sounds like quite a bit to carry back along with your own. Yeah, just how much does this girl eat anyway? My mind suddenly clicks that yes, there actually is a person beside me. Wait, I mean, she laughs wholeheartedly. My, Hisao. Hiko goes playing with her words, though she's making little effort to suppress them. Quite direct today, aren't we? Yeah, you got me there. Still, it is quite a bit. Usually I go shopping with Hanako, so I know what she buys. It's the same thing every week. Huh? She a good cook? She gives a nervous giggle. Usually me who ends up cooking. I used to do so for Kira, so it's no problem doing it for Hanako as well. You can cook, but... A short hum with an amused lilt. Okay. I wonder if the fact that she seems to use my comments so often is actually genuine, or rather just a want to make her more comfortable adjusting her blindness. There is advantage. Some meals are more difficult to cook than others because of being unable to see what I'm doing. But usually it only takes a little more time. Fingers can double as a very useful measurement tool, for example. Did I stutter? I'm blind! Makes sense, but she'd have to be pretty careful not to hurt herself. Yeah, Control V. Good one. I wonder how many times it's happened, given that it sounds like she's cooked alone for possibly years while Akira worked and her parents were gone. With that, the conversation shows off. Turning to the awkward silences of Hanako, Lily seems generally content to say what she thinks and stay quiet when there's nothing to say. The slick road under my feet is bathed in an orange glow, the occasional fallen leaf crunching underfoot as we walk. I let out a deep yawn, my lack of sleep coming back to haunt me. Did you not get much sleep last night? I couldn't sleep at all for the last 2 nights, probably insomnia. Lily's face suddenly becomes worried. It feels like a general personal failure every time she gets worried about my well-being. Even it's really nice to know someone cares. You have insomnia? Aren't you going to see the nurse about it? Nah, no real need. It's happened before a few times. Meds screw with my sleeping occasionally. Ah, I'm sorry. Come on, it's not your fault. At least I shouldn't have any trouble getting to sleep tonight. You do worry me sometimes. I... worry you? Reach around and scratch the back of my head. I kind of want to address this. Hey, Lily. I don't mean to sound weird, but please try to forget about my heart condition. She looked kind of lost. I hardly blame her. I guess what I'm trying to get at is, just don't treat me differently because of it. She taps her slightly, her white cheeks reddening almost imperceptibly. It's only natural to worry about those around you. Well, it's still nice to know there's someone like that out there. Maybe somewhat embarrassing to say, but it's the truth. Lily takes a breath and regain her composure and manages a gentle smile, though her cheeks remain flushed. The final downhill walk to the store passes in silence. Welcome! I know it's a woman. I suppose I'll get my stuff first and Hanako's on the second round. I got 2 well-worn red baskets in the stack beside the entrance and passed one to Lily. Are convenience stores better in Japan? They said before she lays on the ground and slides her recycled cane between the basket's hand before picking it back up with her right hand. Yeah, sorry. When she takes hold of my arm in her own, I'm surprised at just how fast casual contact became so natural. Mostly due to necessity, no doubt. Shall we? Sure. While I navigate around the store, the odd person occasionally passing us pace with no heed us. While we navigate around the store, the odd person occasionally passing us pays us no heed at all. It's nice compared to the stares and whispers around the city. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily what she needs and grab it along with what I want, bring our items into our respective baskets. It's not a feeling to be dependent so much for something so basic as shopping. Hanako would be practically a necessity for her to pick out what she wants after all. Right, I'm pretty much done with both my stuff and Hanako's. You need anything else, Lily? No, this should be everything. Off we go then. There's a queue a mile long. Considering the store is only large enough to warrant one counter, it seems like it'll take a while. Damn. Lily gives an inquisitive look, unable to see the reason for my complaint. The queue's really long. Looks like we'll have to wait. How strange. The sharing the same mood of resignation, we reluctantly take our place at the end of the line. Oh god, I clicked off. One person finishes, the line moves up. Another finishes, the line moves up. By the time we finally reach the head of the line, I'm so close to dozing off that Lily has to gently pat me on the back for me to move up. Hisao? Hisao? Oh, sorry. Was the music dimming because I was like dozing off? She gives a short sigh of consternation as I move up, getting the groceries for Hanako and me put in separate bags. Thank you, please come again! By the time we emerge from the store, Lily's holding a single bag while I struggle to carry 4, both hands well and truly full. It's a lot of work, but thankfully the items in them are light. Even without looking skyward, it's obvious that it's right now time has passed. The road outside being dark and lit by street lamps. Once Lily retrieves her cane, we set out back to the dormitories the way we came. Leaving... Wait, what's this one called? What's this scene called? Okay. Leaving the welcoming warm glow of the store. Despite the road being empty of cars, the full bags might make up for the lack of noise, constantly clunking and squeaking together. My eyes, Hal. It's good to see that you're eating well. I'm a growing guy after all. I need to eat all I can. Oromart, yeah. Must be nice being a man. Is this about to turn like into a feminist route or something? What? Seemingly not noticing or ignoring my surprise at the completely out of left field comment, she continues on without missing a beat. Weight doesn't really bother you when eating most of the time. I get what you mean. Women tend to worry about stuff like that more than we do, I guess. Exactly. It makes me somewhat envious, to be honest. Well, it's not like we can outright ignore it. With the number of a nod, we continue our walk. Huh, that's right. What is it? Hanako mentioned your birthday was earlier this year. Do you do anything special for it? She gives a long pause. Long pause, lost in thought for seconds as she recalls the event. Not really. It was just Hanako and me having a little party during the night after school. Your birthday's supposed to be a big event, you know? Like a pretty long way to spend a birthday, just her and Hanako staying overnight. Birthdays always felt like a family occasion for me. They were a time when, in spite of their full-time jobs, both my parents would make an effort to be there for the day, or at least for a party beforehand. It reminds me of how Lily mentioned that she hadn't seen her family in such a long time, and even ended up moving away from Mikura's house afterwards. But I guess it's the same in situations as mundane as these. Considering her inability to read the packaging, just getting groceries would be a pain without somebody else around. In the end, she just has Hanako and me, and Akira when she's off from work. Be that as it may, she still seems to have many more distant friends among the students, not to mention people like Yuko. It seems to be her own choice that there's such a separation between those who are close to her and those who she only socializes with. It humbles me a little to see how much Lily seems to have her life set up and going just as she wants. Yeah, Hanako is there for her to celebrate her birthday, and I'm helping her with shopping. It's a weird kind of symbiosis, I suppose. Are you alright? Are you alright, Isao? Sorry? You just seem to go very quiet. That's all. Sorry, I was just thinking. Oh? Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's best to tell the truth. You're right. Just wanted to make sure. Tell the truth! It was just kind of... I was thinking about how you seem to have everything so sorted out. Even with Hanako relying on you. I can admit that even I kind of relied on you when I first transferred in. I think it's a good quality to have. I turned to Lily, surveying her reaction. She first had to look forward and furrowing her brow quite a bit. Her face looks a bit awkward as if she was trying to find just the right words. Lily? I would thank you, but assuming that I don't rely on the presence of others is too much. That I don't rely on the presence of others is too much. You'd be wrong to think that Hanako simply depends on me with nothing in return. She seems to have a bit of trouble saying it, even though it's largely what I thought already. If she's tried so hard to maintain her independence, as anyone would have had to in her position, decided or not, maybe she finds it hard to talk about her own needs. It's only now that I realize an omission in what she says, though I decided to follow it up, largely in jest, to avoid things getting too personal. Oh, what about me? Shit. She suddenly runs ahead of me and turns, blocking me off. This smile, she holds her hands behind her as she leans forward. You're different. And with that... Okay, so she ran forward, turned around, went, you're different, and then turned back. And with that, she turns back and continues to walk ahead of me, a newfound spring in her step. Aww. All I can do is raise an eyebrow and give a dazed grin. I don't think I've ever seen this playful and teasing side of her before. So I'm different. It's hard to work out the exact context, but knowing her, this ambiguity was intended. Our relationship has been changing, and at the very least, simply because I've begun to stand on my own feet more and started getting more curious about the situation of those around me. As to why, probably a mix of personal curiosity and a want to try and work out how to deal with my situation. I'm less sure of Lily, though. That's why her own statement, so similar to my own feelings towards her, throws me off so much. Watching her make her way up the street, cane tapping from left to right, I decided to settle in my later and just smile. This is a nice side of her, and I don't want to forget it. Eventually, we get to the girls' dormitories, both my arms aching from the weight of 2 sets of groceries. We're finally here. Phew! I bend down to wipe my forehead with the back of my hand. Lily stops in front of her door and sets down her bag, fishing around in her pocket for this key. Wait, so her room's off to... I thought her room was off to the left! Damn it! Thank you, Sal. I really appreciate your help. This is nothing. Might be nothing to you, but it's definitely something for me. Does she get off on the fact that I'm just what is up with her? She's really turned on by me just being so nice. And with that, she steps through her door, closing it behind her. I blink. Those were nothing but honest things, but I can't help feeling something different about them. Anyway, I have something else to do before I can mull on that at my leisure. I turn back to the door of Tonic room and proceed to knock twice in a quick succession. The bag still in my hand resting together. In a couple seconds, the door slowly opens, as if one weren't looking closely. they could be forgiven for thinking it hadn't moved at all. I tipped my head to the side to try and peer through the tiny sliver of a gap between the door and the door frame. Hey, Nico, I got the stuff. Ah! With that, she opens the door completely, making her playing room visible over her shoulder. As far as decorated, it's probably even more unremarkable than my room. I hold my right arm, both bags almost pulling it straight down back down with their weight. Got your shit, girl. Take your shit. Thank you, Asao. I'm sorry to make you carry them all this way. It's fine, don't worry about it. Just don't make me do it every day, okay? I passed the bags to her, and as I gave her a lighthearted chuckle. After initial transfer, wait. She manages to take them easily. I'll be off then. Night, Hanako. Good night. See you in class tomorrow. Deep down, her groceries still held in both hands. She steps back and shuts the door. Making my way back to my own dorm, I put one bag in my other hand to balance them out. Even as I do so, I can't get Lily's lighthearted smile out of my mind. When I first met her, it would have been nearly impossible to imagine her like that. Indeed, it feels like we've become closer in the past few weeks than I first got to know both her and Hanako. Since I first got to know both her and Hanako. The time that I spend with her each day, the small exchanges of happiness we share, the small moments of joy as I get closer to her. I'm far from certain, but I don't think these are just the normal feelings of friendship. Once I return to my room, I store my groceries and begin getting ready for the night. What about the letter? Ah! I swapped the school books in my bag for those I'll need tomorrow, pulling out the yellow envelope Misha gave me earlier in the process. I got sidetracked by one thing after another, but I couldn't deal with it earlier. Who could have written me, I wonder? The name neatly adorning the back of the envelope freezes me in my tracks. It's been so long since I've seen her writing. There's little chance I could have identified it as hers otherwise. Iwaniko. Why should she have written me? I can't think of any good reason for her to do this. I almost don't open the letter, but there'd be little point to that. If I just left it alone, its mere existence would not mean until I did something about it. Yeah. I looked down at the piece of paper on my desk. Its bright and summery decoration made me happy at me. The lettering was in pink, drawing badly with the yellow sunflower border on the card. The handwriting is neat. The characters haven't been written thoughtfully and with an unusual amount of care. I barely given the letter a second thought when it was given for me, but now I can't get its contents out of my mind. While I'd like to say that I don't know why she used such an old-fashioned method of communication, considering a phone call or an email would be both much faster and easier, the answer feels obvious given the content. A letter leaves a comfortable distance between the sender and the recipient. Unlike a phone, it isn't required that you engage in conversation, and unlike email, there's less expectation of an immediate reply. Statements such as, the third year seem to be very anxious about the final exams, and it's so weird to think that we're already seniors, isn't it? Or just small talk. Small talk that could have been achieved by simply replying to any of the messages I sent her while in hospital. While in hospital! The ending, though, is the true reason she sent this. The last couple lines added almost as an afterthought. I wonder if we'll meet again. Perhaps it's for the best if we don't. Statement that should hurt. It's a statement that should hurt. I've always heard breakups that are nasty stuff, but it feels like this is a similar reaffirmation of what we both already knew and said. It's a preceding text, so no more than small talk. That makes me feel almost uneasy. I can't figure out why, no matter how long I sit here and look down at this bright and summery piece of paper. If you'd like to correspond with me, by all means write me back. It's plain obvious that this is not the type of letter to be replied to. In the end, this letter is no more than a simple abdication of responsibility. A final statement to reassure herself that our relationship is over. As such, I find I have little problem in shoving the letter and envelope into a ball and tossing it into the wasteman, ridding myself of its existence. I go to bed with mixed feelings, cheated out of a pleasant evening by this intruder from the past. Ironically, it takes a while before I can manage to sleep. Alright, I'm still a bit tired. I think I'm gonna end it here, guys. Yeah, so I'm liking Lily's route so far. It's still, like I said, I still think Hanako's route will always be the best for me. Well, that's a cliffhanger. After this. Okay? I sweat profusely, awaiting the dreaded moment. Each tick of the clock tenses my muscles that much more, every minute making more hairs stand on end. It's coming for me. I can feel it. Death! Jeez. Death in the form of a single sheet of paper. Ah. Okay. Fucking test or something. Alright. That's it. Yeah, so far, I'm liking her route. It's cute. And I'm sure it'll be emotional as well. Seems like the romance is happening much faster, and I can understand that considering she's very confident. Just realize the contrast between the letter paper and the end of the letter. Anyway, so thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll probably stream some more of it tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see you guys then. Until then, goodbye. Okay.